And what am I anticipating? Well, this, I'm a stubborn motherfucker, so, uh, for me, it's going to be the AAA games. So at this moment right now, you can see that it's downloading like a slower than a turtle, probably even slower than a snail. Your mileage will vary, but it says, let's see, 124, 75, 70.5, 69.9, so about 70 kilobytes per second current. Disk usage is 80 kilobytes, 15.6 gigabytes total for the game, 3.4 megabytes peak. What you're looking at is the downloading in progress. If you go to a Starbucks, you'll get about, I think it's 4 megabytes. So within 2 hours, you'll get about, at maximum, maybe 5 gigabytes in 2 hours. So it's a slow process. It's trying to get all these gigabytes in. Now, it is connected to my phone. The Wi-Fi shit. What you have to understand is that for these kinds of games, games that are not Horizon Chase Turbo, Mickey's, if you go to the immortal John Hancock's review of his Steam Deck, I'm a first-time Steam user. So most of his games range from anywhere from 24 megabytes to 500 megabytes to maybe 3 to 5 gigabytes, which if you were to either download on this speed here, within a day you'll get your game. Like River City Ransom, Nights into Dreams. Nights into Dreams, I like that one. Disney Afternoon Collection, the Switch doesn't have that. So with stuff like that, it's good to have, that this speed is not terrible for those kinds of games that John Hancock reviewed on his Steam Deck. He has the base model. I have the, by the way, you should know I have the 512 model. You can tell by this little bag here and this screen cleaner over here. The 512 model will have the trademark blue and white Steam Deck logo, whereas the other models have white and white. It's all white on the top of the logo, and mine has the blue and white. But never cry or fret, because I do have one game on here. That is Tomb Raider. This one, I'm going to do this one on a separate video because I want to have some fun with this. Now, just a reminder, do not play any game while you're downloading another game. It'll lose some of that gigabytes, okay? So be very careful with that. But I'll just show you. This is just the cover for that. Oh, I keep forgetting. Stupid me keeps forgetting. Hold on. Because stupid me keeps forgetting. Now this is the page to it. Playtime was 17 minutes. This is the total amount. This is a very fun. I fell in love with Lara Croft, the simulator Lara Croft, not the pinup girl, pointy, polygon titty Lara Croft in the 90s, but this one. And I like this journey we go on here through this game. If I had to pick a game to really start off my Steam Deck that feels current gen, but doesn't use up a lot of gigabytes, it's not too old, it's not too young, it's not too retro, but it feels like a game that could have been played on the Switch, but for some reason it's just here, as well as Disney Afternoon Collection, for some reason why the Switch does not have that. And with Tomb Raider, you have just a nice balance. This is a good game to start with. If you're a person that likes modern games, but something that doesn't kill your Switch, at 9 gigabytes, this is a good pick. I think it was 9.5 something, but at 9 gigabytes, this is a good starting point for you. If you're not into the whole Binding of Isaac, Horizon Chase Turbo, River City Ransom, if all the retro 8-bit pixely games are not for you, or Super Meat Boy, if you don't like that kind of stuff, then this might be a good pick. I mean, what I like about this game is that you feel every part of the level. It's like Dragon's Lair times 5. If you ever played Dragon's Lair, you know what I'm talking about. Now, in a case like this one, you can get this on the Steam Decks from the Steam Store, from Valve Store, but I say no. If you have a Nintendo Switch and you have a choice, get this one because, unlike Steam, which does not have a cartridge slot, why would it? This has a cartridge, and you stick it on top, and you can get DLC, which I do have. I already have the DLC. That's also why I wouldn't get it. But for something like this, you can get the Nintendo Switch cartridge, whereas this one you have to download it. I think it's a lot. I'm not sure how many gigabytes, but some are just insane. Let me look that up really quick for you. And there's your answer, son. 38.18 gigabytes. So yeah, that's a lot. I know Squadrons is 40 gigabytes for $40. $1 per gigabyte. You look at the games here. You got Deus Ex, 77 gigabytes. There's a version on Wii U I could probably get instead, maybe. Middle Earth, Shadow of War. That's 95 gigabytes. Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare, 101 gigabytes. Hitman 2, 111 gigabytes. Tom Clancy's The Division 2, 112. Ark Survival Evolved, 112. Gears of War, 112.3. Jesus. Black Ops 3, 113. Borderlands 3, 116. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, 120 gigabytes. 125 for Halo the Master Chief Collection. Microsoft Flight Simulator, that is 127. 131 for Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. I'll wait till we get to Final Fantasy 15, 148. This one, I like this one, but it's 150 gigabytes for Red Dead Redemption 2. Destiny 2, 165. And there's different versions of the games you can and cannot have. Quantum Break, 178 gigabytes. Call of Duty, 231. Holy shit. And number 1, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, 250 gigabytes. 250 gigabytes, right? Grand Theft Auto, 72 gigabytes. Meanwhile, Arkham City, one of the best of the 3 Arkham games. Arkham Origins, I would say, goes in between Asylum and City, in my own opinion. City is about anywhere from 7.8 to 17 gigabytes. Now, I'm going to go over the 4 types of games that you have here. Now, I'm using Sonic as an example to show you what you can look forward to. Now, you see 2 of those kinds. In the case of Sonic Origins, this is verified. So verified is the green check mark. For those of you who've never used Steam, I'm one of the first people to. I'm one of the newbies, the rookies of Steam. So I've never really used Steam or Epic Games. Don't really do PC games, but let's go ahead and show you. Learn more, verified. So when you go in here, all functionality is accessible. This game shows Steam Deck controller icons. Interface is legible on Steam Deck. This game's default graphics configuration. So most of these verified ones will show you this screen here, which is the best thing you can do for your Steam Deck. No matter if it's as simple as Super Meat Boy or as complex as Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is actually, I think it's playable, which is in the yellow. And I'll show you what that is. So in the case of Sonic Adventure 2, this is a playable one. And we will show you. So it's playable on the Steam Deck. It is functional, but might require extra effort to interact or configure. This game's launcher setup tool may require the touchscreen or virtual keyboard or have difficult to read text. Now, virtual keyboard, not so bad. When you're emulating games, however, you're going to need a real fucking keyboard because you're not going to play with a third of a screen and use the keyboard. Some functionality is not accessible when using the default controller configuration, requiring use of the touchscreen or virtual keyboard or a community configuration. So, you buy this one at your own risk. I was trying to show you Sonic Adventure DX. It was on the menu here, but it is not. It is unsupported. Now let's learn more about that. Valve's testing indicates that PUBG Battlegrounds is unsupported on Steam Deck. Some or all of this game currently doesn't function on the Steam Deck. This game is unsupported. So this one in Sonic Adventure DX does not work on the Steam Deck. It was listed in here. Sonic Adventure 1 is not on here, but it was on here. I think John Hancock was testing out Rogue Squadron 3D, and it doesn't work. However, you can still buy Squadrons, 40 gigabytes, $40 if you want to. There's some sales. I think Horizon Zero Dawn is half off, but that one takes up a lot of gigabytes. Now it's hard to show you this next part, but there are some games. There was a game I could find that, you see this when I'm covering it, the question mark? You'll see some games that have a question mark with a dotted circle. That means it hasn't been tested yet. Nobody knows if the game is supported or not. So you have 4 basic food groups: verified with the green check mark, yellow, a yellow eye meaning playable. So the yellow here, green check mark, playable, so it could work. Green, it definitely works. The white 0, meaning that it doesn't work, and then question mark, meaning it's not verified yet. And that's where we are right now. We are slowly, like molasses, going to get this game. Now, why am I doing it this way instead of just getting cheaper games? I just want to I want to push this thing to the limit. I think, I'm not sure how many gigabytes, over 400, close to 500. Minus the 9 gigabytes for Lara Croft. I could show the exact space here. This is the storage. So you can see there's Tomb Raider from 2013, reboot, Proton 7, Linux runtime. So I've got 375.8 gigabytes free of 465.3. I'm not sure where the 50 gigabytes went. There were less than 50 gigabytes, but there it is. So it's still a bitch to control here to get what you want. And look, in the time we talked, it went up 100 megabytes. Hooray for me. So yeah, it went up, no, actually 100 gigabytes. Is that right? I think it went up 20 megabytes. That's not too bad. Yeah. So what are the games I want to get on this besides Spider-Man Remastered and I want to get the other two, Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow, even though Shadow's the least liked, like Return of the Jedi. And then what else? Forza Horizon 5, Psychonauts 2, Squadrons from Star Wars, Mass Effect. We'll see. I don't know about getting the big edition. That's a lot of gigabytes. If not Mass Effect Massive Edition, then there are other ones. There's Dead Rising from Xbox 360. There's original Gears of War. There's all kinds of things that I can get. But I think looking at the speed of this, to really get the most out of this, you're going to need a LAN adapter cable. You're going to need a physical router. You're going to need those things. You need to hardwire your internet to this thing to really get the download speed faster. So if you're trying to do this by Wi-Fi, unless you have the highest top tier speed internet, this may not be the thing for you. I'm doing this so you don't have to. Now, I'm a bit upset, but I'm humbled. I think for me, this might be my last system ever. Because I'm at that age now where I just, I'm not worried too much about video games. I'm not as triggered. I see so many different things. But for me, I mean, like getting these kinds of games, that's all that really matters. Whether it's going to be Ratchet & Clank in the future or God of War. If Ratchet & Clank gets... I know Jak and Daxter's coming to PC. And I'm sure Ratchet & Clank will come to PC eventually. A lot of these PlayStation IPs are coming over. So, maybe Rare Replay. If I can get Rare Replay on here, that'd be great. I mean, I've got tunnel vision for these things, but I think in the end, if you are really that dedicated, look at that. I mean, as I'm talking, we're going up, how many? I mean, we're going up we're going up 10 megabytes from me speaking here. So it is taking its time. And when I go to Starbucks, like I said, it goes up to about 6 gigabytes or 5 or 6 in a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours, 7 to 8 gigabytes. So if you want to go to a Starbucks or McDonald's or your local library, you can probably do it there. I'm not sure if it's faster with the library Wi-Fi. I may have to test it out. I've got time, but like I say, there's different choices, and you can try them out, and you can see if they work for you. But right now, I think every 3 weeks I'll get 1 to 2 games. But because I'm going to play Tomb Raider, I'm probably not going to get Horizon, God of War at this time because they're too similar to Tomb Raider. Because the speed is slow right now, I want to get diverse games. One with racing, one with platforming like Psychonauts 2. one with spaceship games like Squadrons, Star Wars Squadrons. Different kinds. Mass Effect is in outer space, so maybe Mass Effect. Final Fantasy VII Intergrade, I'm not sure about that one. I'll have to think about it. I think because it's not even the entire Final Fantasy VII, I might have to think about it. Resident Evil 2, I might think about getting that one because that's the remake and I can get that. I think that's verified on the Steam Deck. So when you're doing a search, look for green and yellow because and read each single playable one to see what the check marks are, what they're not, what you will not be able to do. Emulation is not, for those of you who say just emulate, you have to emulate, but you also have to get a keyboard set up and mouse set up. It's a bitch to do. So it's not pushing a button and there it is. It's magically there. You have to do a little bit of work. It might be worth it, but right now that's not what I'm interested in doing. I have the Nintendo Switch. I have my Wii U. I have other things I can use right now. But as far as what this is for me is putting the AAA games on here. And any game that I can get on the Nintendo Switch instead, I'll put it on the Nintendo Switch. Especially if it doesn't take up that much. If it's like 1 to 2 gigabytes and it's on the Switch, I'll get it on the Switch. If it's way more, or if it's like in the case of Disney Afternoon Collection, why is Disney Afternoon Collection still not on the Nintendo Switch is fucking beyond me, since these are NES games. You tell me the answer in the comments section, then I would definitely get that. And that's not many gigabytes at all. DuckTales Remastered, not very many gigabytes. I think it was 1 or 2. So it's like very small. So think ahead. Think about what you want to do once you get your hands on a Steam Deck. Hopefully you get the 512 or the second model, or if you get the base model, you're going to have to consider getting the games that John Hancock got. You can look up his video for his base model. But for this, just consider getting, just consider getting that. Like, just consider these kinds of games. So I got this one because it did release yesterday. So I'm at 14.34 as I'm talking to you. Very slow indeed. I can't complain too much, but it is not a happy time for me. However, I do have Tomb Raider there. And I think I can pause the download and play some of Tomb Raider. I'll talk more about it later on, but that'll be a separate video. For now, cheerio. Have a good night. Have a good Saturday night. But this is all I'm going to really do for now. I still have a Metal Men story to post. I got to set that up. But it's been hotter than an oven in my house and outside. It's summertime. We still got 5 weeks of summer to go, bitch. Let's keep it going here while we still can and hope for winter really, really fast.